Hey guys, George at SoundTraxx here. We got some really exciting news. Now, for many of you guys, the Blunami has been a game changer. A lot of people are changing the way that they run the railroads thanks to Blunami. But unfortunately, because the app was technically in development for the Android version, some of your Android users were not able to gain all of the effects that you can get out of the Apple version. And one important one of that is consisting, running multiple locomotives. So, Android users, are you ready to run Blunami using consisting? Now, as I mentioned, we've been waiting very, very patiently as the app developers get this consisting part of the Blunami app ready to go for the Android use. Now, we are excited to announce that we actually have the new version of the Android app here ready to go. Now, if you're an Android user, you just simply update your app and you should have consisting now as part of your app use. Now, I'm going to show you really quickly using these three locomotives here in front of me just how quick and easy it is that you can run these three locomotives. Now, we've done some videos in the past talking about how to do all the setup and things like that. And as we go further here in the next few weeks, we're going to be showing you some more of the features of the Blunami app for Android, because this platform actually has a few features that the Apple version doesn't have at this given moment. But the good news is it's going to be ported over to the Apple, and you're all going to be able to take advantage of the full functioning Blunami app that has every feature, bell, whistle you can possibly imagine built into the app for your use. So first off, we're going to go ahead and just show you the home screen, and this is going to look very similar. Now, I'm screen recording, so you should be able to see the app screen right behind me on one of these sides or over my shoulder or something. So I'm going to walk you through step by step just how quick and easy it is to run these locomotives in a consist. So in this particular screen, I've got three locomotives. I've got 2031 here. We're going to use him as our lead unit. We've got 2026 here facing backwards as the second or middle unit. And then we've got 2121 here at the rear facing forward as a rear unit. So I'm going to show you how quick this is. So we're going to go to multi-screen. And in multi-screen, you can see that I've got three throttles right here in front of me visible to use. Now, if I had a fourth or fifth or sixth locomotive, I can cycle through left and right to gain access to all these other locomotives that I would be running either in the consist or running separately. Now, eventually, we're going to get back and have that single screen, a single locomotive screen back in their operation. But right now, in this particular form, you're going to run in multi-train. And this is where you'll see multiple locomotives. But again, if you're using only one, it doesn't matter, because down here on the bottom, you can see where it says function. So I'm going to push the function button, and you can see that my function list pulls up. Now, it's partially blocking one of the locomotive throttles, so I can move it to one side or the other by simply touching the name on the top. You'll see that it jumps to the other side. So if it's blocking something, we can move it wherever we need to move it. So we're going to go ahead and consist these locomotives. I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is. So up here at the top, you'll see this chain link just under where you can see the headlight, the bell, and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this first unit up. We're going to go ahead and get 2031 turned on. And as you hear it fire up, I'm going to go ahead and hit that chain link. Now that chain link, you can see it has consist settings or consist group. It'll either be off, which disables the consist, or you can have one of four different consists that your device can talk to, numbered or group number A, B, C, or D. The first locomotive that you add to the consist is going to become your lead. And your direction switch down on the button is going to indicate which direction the locomotive is going to run when you're running it and orient the rest of the locomotives. So here we're going to go ahead and use consist C for Charlie, because why not? So now we have consist C. So my second unit is 2026. You can see him set up here in the middle. So we're going to start him up, give him a non-zero motor command to fire up his prime mover. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit that consist button as well, that chain link. Now you can see our same consist. So again, we're going to select C for Charlie. Now you'll notice that the throttle has disappeared. That's because it knows it's part of the consist and all of its commands are now coming from the commands sent to this locomotive. But at the top, we actually have two different questions. rear loco and facing forward or facing rearward. So when we look at the rear loco, it says mid or rear. Well, right now, because we only have the two locos consisted, it's going to be the rear unit. So we can leave that alone, and I'll show you why in just a moment. But then facing forward or facing backwards. So now, because this is the lead unit, this is forward, this locomotive now is facing backward. This way the app can orient the motor commands so that they run together. Now, we're going to go ahead and close this function panel, and we're going to grab 2121. This is my third unit. We'll go ahead and fire him up and get him started. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do our chain link here, consist C. Now you'll notice that my throttle disappeared, but the app understands that this is the third locomotive we added, so it automatically registers this one as a middle loco. You can see that on the screen. So it's overridden the fact that now that's there. But if this was the rear, I can always change it. It's just a setting right there. But again, now the 2121 is a rear loco facing forward, which that it is. That's it. You're done. The consists are set up. So now with our locomotive's consists, we're going to go and turn on the headlight, and the lead unit now has its headlight on. And you can see all the other functions. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on my front class lights, my front number boards, and my ground lights on my lead unit. But you notice they didn't turn on any of the trailing units. That's because I've gone through in the app and set it up so that I know which commands are sent to the lead unit, which commands are sent to the middle unit, and then which commands are sent to the rear unit. So when I go back over here, whoops, wrong button. Now when I set my brake, that brake command is sent to all locomotives because, again, I've told the app to send that brake command to all of the locomotives in my consist. So now when I throttle up, you hear them throttle up, but they're not moving. Once I release the brakes, now they start moving as if they were one locomotive. And the app does all that work for you behind the scenes. So we can throttle up, and then we cut the throttle, set the brakes, and the locomotives work together in tandem so that you get the enjoyment of just running the trains, because now you don't have to go through all that hard CV work to tell which one turns on which functions and so forth. And the best thing is now you don't also have to live with the fact that the headlights are on all units because you don't know how to do the advanced consisting, or you don't want to learn how to do it. This is quick and easy. Now the best part is, let's say we're running a turn. Okay, we're going to the end of the yard, and we're going to turn direction. So I'm turning all my lights off on the 2031, but I've still set my brakes. So now what I'm going to do is, you see here on rear loco, you see that button down at the bottom says make lead. So once we hit make lead, the app does all the work for you. It actually makes sure that it flips the direction of the consist, and this is now my lead unit. So now I'm going to change direction because technically we're in reverse on this locomotive. But now when I grab my functions, I turn on, well, I'm not turning on my headlight, I'm turning on my rear headlight and my rear class lights. And all of those lights are now coming on here, and they're not turning on all of these other units. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on our ground lights because our engineers are now in this cab. Now when I start running, you hear them throttle up, but when I release the brakes, they all start running together, and this is now the lead. So when I blow the horn, that's coming off of this unit and not this unit. So this gives you a more realistic experience when you're operating your trains, especially using the Blunami app, because the app does all the hard work for you. All you get to do is just click a few things and you're running trains again. Also, dropping a locomotive is just as easy. So for argument's sake, we're going to go ahead and uncouple this third unit here, and we're going to take 2031, which is over here. We're going to click the C, and that's where we see off. So we can take that locomotive, we can turn it off. I'm going to pull my locomotive off to the side. So now you'll notice in the screen here that 2026 is now considered the rear unit because we've dropped the rear unit. So now when I run, this guy stays along because he hasn't been part of that consist anymore. We dropped him. So adding and subtracting helpers on your train becomes that simple. So guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. We're really excited to finally get this Android version working. And like I said, a lot of this you can already do with the Apple version as well. So we're going to be going through this Android version of the app over the next few videos. over time and show you a lot of the cool features that are built into this Android app that are coming to Apple very, very soon, so that way you can take advantage of all of those great features of the Blunami decoder. I'm telling you guys, this is a game changer. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you like this video, please click that like button and be sure to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so you can be notified when we drop great informational videos like this, including episodes of our latest podcast or other little entertainment things that may be coming along the way. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.